I figured that I would show you guys what I have been working on for the last few days or so for my witchcrafting video this week. As some of you know, if you are subscribed to my personal channel, I am a huge fan of autumn and the fall time and Samhain and all that time. I swear, I am so sorry. It never fails every time I do a video. Anyways, excuse you. Mind you over there. Thank you. Anyways, sorry about that. But I'm a huge fan of this time of year, and I tend to do a lot of walks and nature walks and spend a lot of time outdoors during the fall seasons and months. So I figured what I did is I made me I guess I would call it the autumn spell box. I also do a lot of divination during this time of the month. Usually between September and November is when I'm doing a lot of divination, a lot of tarot, pendulums, wax scrying, excuse me, sorry about that, all that wonderful stuff. So I decided to make me a box full of goodies. Now this is done with scratch all the way. I didn't want to video me making it because, like I said, it took a couple of days to make, and that would have been a whole lot of video footage, and it probably would have bored you all. So I'm just gonna kind of just in details try to tell you what I did. This box is a shoebox. It was one of my daughters that we bought her a pair of Van shoes, and I stole her shoebox. And I put some scrapbook paper all around it and kind of tried to make it look old. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but I kind of de-stressed it a little bit around the sides, kind of made it a little lighter in areas and distressed it. Just kind of made it look as cool as I could. So I glued it all on. Even the bottom is completely done. The whole box is done. And then on this side, I know this is probably really hard to see, and I apologize. There is some dried flowers. I think they're carnation, and I forgot what the other one was now. Oof. Oh wow. And then I had used some corn husks and made like a little tie, and I tied on this wooden key, and I tied on this itty bitty little spell bottle that has some herbs in it. It has some marigolds and some rose and some other stuff in it with a little tiny bit of glitter. So that's one area. There was this, it was in a book or something that I had, and I've always really loved the way it looked. It was just, it says Amazing Autumn Memories, and I thought, you know, that would be perfect on here. So I put it on there, and then I took some twine ribbon stuff and I just glued it all the way around like a frame. And then this lighting in here is horrible, I'm so sorry. Okay, there I put some wheat and some grain right here. And this is just part of the picture. And then I put a little rose up here. It's like a creamy orangey color. And then on this side I made this little tiny broom. If you guys have seen the corn husk dolly video, it shows how I make my little tiny brooms. So I made that there. And then I took this little wooden tag that I had, and I think I got this at I think it was Joanne's Crafts, and I just glued it onto the tag, this whole little floral thing. And then I had this little sticker I put on, and then I had these little wooden apothecary or whatever they're called, bottle wooden tag things, and I glued that on there. And then I used corn husks for like little ties, and then I glued that all on to the top of my box. then in the front, I forgot what kind of stone this is. I can't remember what it was now. But anyways, it's a pretty good size chunk of stone. And then I put a crow on it with some more dried flowers. And then a little heart key here. So that is for holding kind of down the box itself. And then I put ribbon, of course. And then on the front, I also put some fake fall leaves. And then on the inside, I will open it. I left that brown just because I thought if I put any more scrapbook paper, it would just start looking like it would be too busy. So I just kind of left that blank. Let's see, let's get this out of the way. I also did the inside, and then on this side is like a maroon, fall type maroon colored velvet fabric that I put down on the inside. And then I put my Celtic little spell book in here for, I'll explain to you actually as I go along what it's for. And as you can see, there's all kinds of goodies in there. Most of the stuff I have either made myself or I've kind of altered and made it to my liking. Okay, whoops, that did not work out very well. Let me try to get that out of there. Okay, so I had made a little bottle full of protection herbs. And as you can see, it's got the key, it's got some ribbon and a rose, and it's got protection herbs in here. It's got marigold, rose, cloves, cinnamon, there's all kinds of stuff in there. So there's my bottle, and what I did is on the cork, I took I don't know if you can see that or not, I took a little acorn top and I glued it onto the top of the cork, as you can see, and then you just put it back down. So that is my autumn protection herbs. This way, when I go out on my walks, I can just bring my box with me and I have everything I need to do a ritual or divination or whatever you want, at the time I want to do. This is a little incense burner. I put a little leaf, autumn leaf on there with a little gem. I wrapped it around with the twine, and all it is a tea light container tin thing that it's already been used up, and I just recycled it and made it an incense burner. And then I just glued down the incense cone. That way all I have to do is just light it and it's ready to go. So there was that. This is just a little candle holder I made. It's just a little tiny candle holder or chime, whatever you want to call them. Just a little bit of ribbon. And I have a orange candle in there. So that is just a little candle. Let's see, I put in tiger's eye, because tiger's eye is very protective, and if I'm going to be doing divination and whatnot, I would like to have this for protection, and it kind of goes with the whole theme. I also made a sheath for my elk miniature knife that an elder had made me. I just wrapped it in leather, and then I put some beads and a pentagram on it, or a pentacle on it. And if I can do this with one hand, that would be fabulous. But as you can see, it's just a little sheath, so I can have my knife with me, so I can engrave things in my candle if I want, or if I want to harvest something that I see on my way, I can. I'm also going to be making some cinnamon clove and marigold offering stones, little tiny ones, to take with me. That way if I do harvest anything, then I can show my thanks. And then I made this little wreath. Why is that showing up purple? That is strange. Anyways, um, for if I find a rock or the ground to make into a little outdoor altar, I have this for protection. All it is incense, dragon's blood incense, made into a pentagram around a wreath. Super glue, or not super glue, but hot glue gun, which is coming out purple on the sides, which is kind of weird, but hey, whatever. And then just put some corn husks up there just to kind of make it look cute. So there's that I made. And then, this is one scroll that's in here. There's nothing on it yet, but this one is going to have a spell and a ritual that is kind of private, so even if there was on there, I wouldn't really show it right now. But, so there's going to be some spell words and whatnot on this scroll. And then on this scroll, which as you can see is a lot bigger, is going to be kind of a pendulum spirit board. That way I can use a pendulum and I can use it like a spirit board. And then if there's any rocks, or if I find any rocks on my way, for the four corners, you just kind of lay the scroll out, put the rock on each corner, and lay it down flat, and there you go. So that is going to have that on there, and again, it's not on there yet because I've been so busy doing everything else, I haven't had time to do that just quite yet. And then the very last thing, and as you can see, it's all got the velvet in there, so everything's nice and cozy. And then the very last thing is a pendulum that I handmade myself. And I'm telling you right now, if you have acorns around you, or if you can get a hold of them, they are the best pendulums to make. I don't know if you can hear this or not, but it has the acorn inside of the acorn, so it weighs it down. And then what I did is it's not the best, and I'm not gonna lie, but it's handmade and I love it, and it works absolutely, probably one of the best pendulums that works and I connect with out of all of them that I have. It's the best. I just wrapped some black leather, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, around, and glued it. And then on the end, I put a tree of life charm. And then that way, I can have it like this. And there you go. And look at that sucker go already. And I'm not even doing anything. It's just ready to go. It's wanting to be worked with. So, yeah, that is my handmade pendulum that I have made. And the weight on it is just the perfect weight. Everything on this is just, I absolutely love it. It is probably one of the best pendulums, like I said, that I've ever worked with. And go figure, it's one that I made myself. But yeah, that is pretty much everything in my little portable autumn spell box. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm sorry that I couldn't film how I made it, but I mean, you guys get the gist of it, and I say, go for it. If you guys, I mean, it can be anything, it doesn't have to be, autumn, but this just happens to be my favorite time of the year, and I get all giddy and happy and goofy, and my witchy comes out more in the fall months than any other time of the year. But you can make one for anything. You can even make it how you want it. It doesn't have to be, holiday related, or, fall or spring related. It could be anything that you want. So I hope you all have a very blessed day, and I will talk to you guys next Friday.